I can't stop, no, can't stop. I've been trying to tell you tonight. I look beyond all your lies.
Recorded live from the John Puccino studio inside of High Tech High School in Secaucus, New Jersey. It's the End Show on WIT Podcasting. Call in and join the conversation at 201-589-0321. I'm your announcer, Allie, and now your host, Naomi.
Good morning. I'm your host, Naomi, and with me today is Allie. Behind the glass, we have Davin and Mr. DePiero. Today's topic, we're going to be reviewing, short, creepy, scary stories.
In honor of Halloween season. And shout out to Spader. That was a song in the beginning called Lies. It just came out in July, so go give it a listen. We're just going to be telling some short, scary stories.
Yeah, I'm looking to find, a really good one right now.
Do you want me to tell one? I have one right here already. It's pretty short.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's start it off. And everyone, even behind the booth, could rate the story and what they think of it if they find it scary. Okay. So this one is called, I Hate It When My Brother Charlie Has to Go Away. Okay. You ready?
Okay.
I hate it when my brother Charlie has to go away. My parents constantly try to explain to me how sick he is, that I am lucky for having a brain where all the chemicals flow properly. To their destination like undammed rivers. When I complain about how bored I am without a little brother to play with, they try to make me feel bad by pointing out that his boredom likely far surpasses mine. Considering he's confined to a dark room in an institution. I always beg for them to give him one last chance. Of course, they did at first. Charlie has been back home several times, each shorter in duration than the last. Every time without fail, it all starts again. The neighborhood cats with gouged out eyes showing up in his... What? The neighborhood cats with gouged out eyes showing up in his toy chest. My dad's razor found dropped on the baby slide in the park across the street. Mom's vitamins replaced by bits of dishwasher tablets. My parents are hesitant now, using last chances sparingly. They say his disorder makes him charming, makes it easy for him to fake normalcy, and to trick the doctors who care for him into thinking he is ready for rehabilitation. That I will just have to put up with my boredom if it means staying safe from him. I hate it when Charlie has to go away. It makes me have to pretend to be good until he is back. I did not get one.
I didn't understand.
That made no sense.
I'm looking at Reddit because, on TikTok when you would scroll through and there'd be creepy Reddit stories and it's like, my wife left me. Now I know why. And then it's like...
I feel like the Reddit ones are
this
good.
One, yeah, I know. I'm looking at Reddit. So this one is like, some person commented and was like, what is the scariest short story you've ever read? Non-supernatural, if you please. That always breaks my immersion. I'm looking at the comments. One of them says, I heard a good one a while back. Mommy told me never to go in the basement, but I wanted to see what was making that noise. It kind of sounded like a puppy, and I wanted to see the puppy. So I opened the basement door and tiptoed down a bit. I didn't see a puppy, and then Mommy yanked me out of the basement and yelled at me. Mommy had never yelled at me before, and it made me sad, and I cried. Then Mommy told me to go into the basement again, and she gave me a cookie. That made me feel better, so I didn't ask her why the boy in the basement was making noises like a puppy or why he had no hands or feet.
That's the one on here, too. That one's...
Oh my god. This one is just some person said, I can't find the link right now, but here's my regurgitated version. A little girl is upstairs in her room playing with her dolls. She hears her mother call her down for lunch. She comes down the stairs and turns the corner, passing the pantry under the stairs. Suddenly, the door swings open, grabs the little girl, pulls her in, and covers her mouth. Her mother whispered in her ear, that wasn't me. Wow.
Okay, I have one called Nunchucks. Stop! Michelle Froelich Young had a strange experience with her 2-year-old daughter, submitted to movie pilot. Okay. When my daughter was 2, I found her twirling paper towel tubes tied with twine in the air.
Yum!
I asked her what she was doing. She said she was practicing her nunchucks. I was very confused, as she'd have no way of knowing what they were. I asked her what she meant, and she said that Adam had told her how to make them and showed her each night how to use them.
Who's Adam?
She went on to say that Adam told her to practice because she may need to know how to defend herself someday. I almost freaked out, but asked her what Adam looked like. She said he was tall, blonde, and had blue eyes. She said, "Mommy, you know how he looks. You know him. He died of a headache." I had to leave the room. You see, 4 months before she was born, my tall, blonde, blue-eyed martial arts pro friend had died of a brain aneurysm at the age of 27. She has not spoken of him since that day, so I'm not sure if I scared her with my reaction or if she had completed her lessons. That was a little scary. Do you get it?
No.
It's like her friend died of a brain aneurysm and he fits the description. Like he was a martial arts and he fits the description. So he must have been like a ghost
Oh.
teaching the kid.
But it's honestly crazy. Like a lot of kids, they like see things.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I don't know. If you believe in ghosts, they always mess with like children.
Because I guess children are easier to like lure in a way because they're more impressionable, I guess. I don't know.
I'm looking to see. Let's see. But like, it's kind of scary. Like, I don't want a ghost to mess with me.
Me neither. I would hope not.
Okay. I don't know. I didn't really get to read this one, so we'll see if it's good. Okay. Someone wrote this 10 years ago. He said there was a hunter in the woods who, after a long day hunting, was in the middle of an immense forest. It was getting dark, and having lost his bearings, he decided to head in one direction until he was clear of the increasingly oppressive foliage. After what seemed like hours, he came across a cabin in a small clearing. Realizing how dark it had grown, he decided to see if he could stay there for the night. He approached and found the door ajar. Nobody was inside. The hunter flopped down on the single bed, deciding to explain himself to the owner in the morning. As he looked around, he was surprised to see the walls adorned by many portraits, all painted in incredible detail. Without exception, they appeared to be staring down at him, their features twisted into looks of hatred. Staring back, he grew increasingly uncomfortable. Making a concerted effort to ignore the many hateful faces, he turned to face the wall, and exhausted, he fell into a restless sleep. Face down in an unfamiliar bed, he turned blinkingly in an unexpected sunlight. Looking up, he discovered that the cabin had no portraits, only windows.
Whoa. That one's a little creepy.
Yeah, that's creepy. Imagine you think it's paintings, like, whoa, these look so real, and it's just a bunch of people staring at you.
I don't like that
That's
one.
so scary. I didn't like that one either.
That was a good one, though.
Oh, yeah, it was good. It was good.
Okay.
This
Okay.
mic keeps moving.
Ready?
Yeah.
This one is called Aren't You Glad You Didn't Turn on the Lights?
No.
Two best friends, Meg and Samantha, live in the same room of the college dormitory. Samantha goes out for a party with her date, while Meg stays to study. No, stop. Continue. Stays back to study for the upcoming midterm exams. When Samantha returns from the party, lights are all turned off. She does not switch on the lights as her friend is asleep. Early in the morning, Sam tries to wake Meg up to discuss the exams. As Meg doesn't respond, Sam hesitantly uncovers her face to wake her up. She gets horrified to discover Meg's face turned black and blue and falls on the floor in a state of shock. She observes that Meg's study table was all messed up and finds a creepy note on the wall. Aren't you glad you didn't turn on the lights? The murderer must have very much been in the room when Sam came the previous night.
Wait, I don't understand.
I don't understand either. Do you guys get that? I don't know if that really makes
Can I
sense.
read it?
Yeah.
Wait, so they're college roommates. That's really
I know.
what is the word?
Coincidental.
Yeah.
Are they saying that, like, when the friend walked in, that's when the murderer was there? So if she had turned on the light, she could have saved her friend. Is that what it's saying?
Wait. Samantha goes out for a party with her date while Meg stays back to study for the upcoming midterm exams. While Samantha returns from the party, lights are all turned off. She does not switch on the lights as her friend is asleep. Oh, okay.
Well, I think the murderer came in before she got home. Like she got there, but she didn't turn on the lights, so she didn't see it.
Or no, but like, why would the murderer write that? Maybe the murderer was in there in the room with her, but she, since the lights were off, she just like went to bed. You know, like she was so tired from that party that she just like dozed off and went to bed. She didn't do anything, and then
Huh. I think that's weird.
she observes that Meg's study table was almost up and finds a creepy note on the wall. Aren't you glad that you didn't turn on the lights? The murderers must have been in the room when Sam came the previous night. Yeah, so that's probably when she passed out. Maybe he like put that on the wall. That's creepy. Ew.
I don't like that.
That was a good one though.
Yeah.
Let's see.
The past two were good.
Yeah. Whoa, this is a long one.
Do you think it's good?
The long
We
one?
should do it. This one looks good.
Oh, it says Dolan's Cadillac by Stephen King.
Oh yeah, read it. It's probably good.
It says, here's the Wikipedia summary. Judge for yourselves. Okay.
Go for it.
Should we judge for ourselves?
Yes.
Okay. The narrator, known only by his surname Robinson, is a school teacher who lives in Las Vegas. He has become widowed after Dolan, a wealthy crime boss, and his wife murdered in order to prevent her from testifying against him. The murder remains unsolved, and Robinson, unskilled in the arts of revenge, has no recourse. Over a 7-year period, however, Robinson, mentally haunted by his wife's voice, devises a scheme of retaliation. Do you get that first part?
Yeah,
Do you get it? I don't really get it.
I kind of get it. Continue. I think it's just like an intro.
Okay, well, Robinson is just haunted by his dead wife.
Yeah.
Wife's voice.
That's sad.
Oh, and his wife was murdered,
Okay.
right?
We're having a brief intermission while Depira tries to figure out how to turn the lights off. At least I think.
Wait. Okay. Discovering that Dolan regularly takes the same route. Wait, I don't understand. Oh! Wait. Only known by his surname Robinson, he has become widowed after Dolan. What is Dolan? Okay, whatever. Discovering that Dolan regularly takes the same route when traveling to Los Angeles in his Cadillac, Robinson decides to trick Dolan into faking a detour. Wait, okay. Robinson is a school teacher. Dolan is a wealthy crime boss.
Yeah.
And I think Dolan had it says Dolan, a wealthy crime boss, has his wife murdered in order to prevent her from testifying against him. But I don't understand. Okay.
I don't
whatever.
know.
Discovering that Dolan regularly takes the same route when traveling. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, detour. Robinson tricks Dolan into taking a fake detour, and then the Cadillac will crash into a ditch and be buried alive. He takes on a summer job with a road paving crew so that he can learn to operate the heavy equipment needed to excavate an oblong ditch just long and deep enough to contain the car, but not so wide as to allow escape through its doors. The trap works, and Dolan is stuck in his Cadillac as it crashes into the pit. One of the bodyguards in the car with Dolan is killed in the crash. The other, crushed by the engine block, screams out of pain and panic, prompting Dolan to kill him. Robinson greets Dolan and announces his intent to bury him alive. Dolan addresses Robinson by name, prompting him to lean over the roof of the car as Dolan fires a few bullets skyward. He misses Robinson, who proceeds with the burial. Dolan, increasingly desperate, pleads with Robinson for his freedom, offering him a large sum of cash. Robinson merely tells him he will be released if he screams, gleefully listening to Dolan's cries as he completes the burial and paves over the car. With what must be the last gasp of air left to him, Dolan screams out, "For the love of God, Robinson," as the latter drops the last piece of paving into place. Robinson pays a relatively small price of undergoing much physical and mental exhaustion, but he feels satisfied that he has done a great service to the memory of his late wife, whose voice finally falls silent. This silence is something of a relief to Robinson. The press reports Dolan missing, joking that he is playing dominoes or shooting pool somewhere with Jimmy Hoffa. Robinson notes that every year he travels along that highway to the area where he buried Dolan alive and urinates on that spot. Sometimes he thinks he can hear Dolan laughing. Dolan began laughing insanely as he realized that he was about to die, and it makes and it makes Robinson smile. What?
So he got into a car crash, and then he told
I don't understand that.
either. Okay, let's do. I'm sorry you had to read all that. That's okay. But
I mean, like, it makes sense, but at the same time, it, like, doesn't. Like, I don't get it. Like, it wasn't, like, creepy. It was just, like, weird.
okay, ready?
Yeah.
This is called. I guess we'll do a few more. The Vanishing Hitchhiker. This next eerie story is about a man driving home late at night when he spots a girl asking for a hitchhike. The pretty girl is dressed in a beautiful white dress. The man offers her a ride, and they strike up an interesting conversation. He drops the girl at her home. Next day, while driving for work, he notices that the girl, by accident, has forgotten her sweater in his car. This is making me think of that story you told me.
The one with my grandparents.
It's a little similar, right?
Oh, yes. Okay, wait.
Shall I
What?
just finish this
What-
first?
Yeah.
Okay. Next day, while driving for work, he notices that the girl, by accident, has forgotten her sweater in his car. He drives towards her home to hand over the sweater. An old lady opens the door when he rings the bell. He narrates the incident, which occurred last night, and gives the sweater to the lady. The lady refuses to accept it, saying he is mistaken. The man is surprised and questions the lady again. He is dumbstruck and left in an unsettling situation when the lady says her daughter died in a car accident a couple of years ago.
Okay. Wait, I don't understand.
You don't?
No.
So he picks up a hitchhiker.
Uh-huh.
He brings the hitchhiker to her home, but there's a sweater. Like she
Oh,
left her
she
sweater.
left it, and then when he went to bring it back, whoa, that's so, whoa.
Isn't that so
Yes!
weird?
Yes.
It's literally like your
Yes!
story. It's literally
Yes!
identical except for the sweater part.
Should I tell them the
Yeah,
story?
tell the story.
My mom has, so like, my mom's from Ecuador, and when she was in, like, when she used to live back in Ecuador when she was younger, she had, I think that was like her uncle or godfather he was like he was a player. Like he would come back at home and he would be like, I just met this girl. Like he was like that kind of guy. So then one day he was driving down like the road, highway or whatever, and he saw like the most beautiful girl he's ever seen before, like standing on the side of the road. And she was like, I guess she was like trying to get a ride. So he stopped and he was like, excuse me, miss, do you need a ride? And she was like, yes, like please. And they were talking, they drove home, like he drove her home. He said goodnight or like kissed her goodnight. I don't even know what happened, but like he dropped her off, he walked her to the door, literally said bye. And then he left, he came back home, and then he was telling his whole family how he met the most beautiful girl he's ever seen before. And like they just didn't believe him because like he would say that like to almost every other girl. So like they were just like, yeah, whatever. And so he was like, no, I'm gonna prove it to you. So he goes back to the girl's house and he's like, because he wants to see her again, and instead it was like an older woman, and he's like, oh, like I'm looking for your daughter. I just dropped her off like last night. Is she home? And then she was the mother of the girl, and she's like, oh, like come inside. And then there was a big painting in like it was either like the dining room or living room of the girl. And then my mom's like uncle or godfather, he started like pointing to the painting, was like, that's her, that's the girl that I dropped off yesterday, like that's her. And then the mother asked like him to sit down and was like, listen, like my daughter died in a car crash like a few years ago. And then he was just like, yeah, that's literally the exact same. That's so creepy. Wow. But like, I don't know, I don't ever experience like paranormal things. I just remember one time when it was freshman year when I told you this, but like I was falling asleep during my last period class, and like my Chromebook was like on my bed and it was just going, and then it was towards the end of the period, and I felt like two hands grab my ankles and pull me, and then I woke up and I was like, what? And there was nobody weird there. So that's like one thing, but it's okay. Like
I made a bow. It's a bow tie.
I think like, oh my god, ghosts
That's
are so crazy.
No, yeah, it's like scary, but
Mhm.
yeah. Any more stories, or are we done?
I think we're good on some stories.
Yeah, I think we're good on
I pray that
stories, too.
nothing comes to haunt us, or I'll
Right.
literally.
From this. We don't want the haunting of wit podcasting, you know?
Yeah, no haunting of whip podcasting.
Anyway.
Anyways, thank you for watching, and thanks to our panel. I'm Naomi, and this is the End Show on Whip Podcasting.
Thanks for watching The End Show. Tune into Wit Podcasting's YouTube and Twitter pages for more info and shows. Have a good day.
Bye.
Stay spooky.
Tell me lies, no. Call my line, mama, why do I gotta feel it? Tell me lies, can't deny it. You're stuck in my mind, and if you lie, baby, lie.